What's going on, everyone? I guess if you're jumping in after this goes live, if I decided to upload it, then I better say something now. Um, Planning on planning, basically. So, got my paper here. What to do? Got my headphones on. I guess I can't listen to anything, but it seems like a lot of videos I just keep them on. Kind of weird. So, just another day in the shop. Um, just another day in the wood shop, but this time it's after it's been cleaned and organized, and I just want to get through um, and plan out this channel and the projects that I want to do. So the first project I have to get done is actually I'm going to do lights. I got to replace these two and this back one because that's the only light that's working. So I got to do 4 8-foot lights, I think it is. So that is project one. Um, Project two is getting my planer back up. So I've got it taken apart partially, the covers off, and like I stated in the last video, bed rollers need to be done. So planning on doing that. And then the after those two, it's into the woodworking part. Um, and the first project that I want to do is build a woodworking bench. I need a place to assemble projects, and the table saw is getting ruined because I get glue on it. It roughs up the top, it rusts the top as well, and um, also messed up the side extension table with glue. Had to flip it over, and that was a brand new side that I built. Um, so I need to get a bench. On the bench, it'll probably be a split top. A lot of people really like them. I don't know if I need a solid top or split top or what's better. So I'm just going to jump in and do a split top. What it's going to be is approximately 4 foot wide, since this table saw is just over 3 feet or under. Yeah, it's 27 inches, so it's 3 inches over 24, basically 3 inches over 2 feet, um, and it's not big enough, and I know that's not big enough. So it makes me wonder if a 3 foot bench is even going to be big enough. So let's go with a 4 foot. It's going to be nice and wide. I'll be able to put complete tabletops on it with it being that wide. Work on any kind of project, and then also would like to make it as long as possible. The Sorry guys, the lumber that I bought is 12 foot long. I'll probably have to cut 6 inches off both sides because the planer has snipe issues. Hopefully rebuilding the planer will eliminate the snipe as much as it can, and hopefully I'll only lose maybe 6 inches or 3 inches off one side, maybe six off that one. um, I guess I don't need a 12 foot long bench. 10 foot is plenty long. um, 8 foot is actually probably ideal for this small shop, but since I plan on moving, why not have a really nice heavy duty 12 foot long if possible. So that is the goal. Um, that's the one first piece that I want. Um, the second piece, because it's going to be quick, is a tabletop for my neighbor. He has helped me move a lot of machinery, equipment in and out of the shop, organizing stuff in the shop. When I need to help moving heavy objects or whatnot, he's been there, and I need to help him. So um, help him with the table. He wants a round top, white epoxy if possible. To he just his whole house is all white, like white furniture everywhere. So um, his current table is glass, and he doesn't like it, and I don't blame him. I hate glass tabletops as well. So that is it. The third project I want to finish up is that wood weapon that I'm making, and I don't want to say what it is yet. So, because this is going to be awesome. It's an awesome series so far because I've been putting a little bit more effort into um, that than I have some other videos. And I will probably, now that the shop is cleaned up, organized better, I will most likely, um, sorry, why do I lose my train of thought? With the shop being cleaned, I can get my lighting done, pick up some extra lighting, and it'll just be all around better. Uh, just have uh, like better shadow lights, better colors. I don't know. I guess all just better lighting. So get that done. Uh, After that, I want to build a table for my mom because she's been asking me for years. Hey, and I've been lazy and tired and tell myself that I don't have the space, that I can't do it. So get that done. After that, I want to get this canoe built. It's been a long wait for that as well. So there's the frame for it, and then right there, running along the white lights, is the cedar strips all the way up there. So once I get that done, that'll be a huge project as well. That's finally done. Like, yeah, look at this. I finally did another project that I have been wanting to do. Um, and then after that one's done, I'm going to build some shelving out of the wood slabs that I have. I've got a lot of the ash slabs that are like between 2 and 3 inches thick, and I want to get those built into some shelving just to have a project done with those. It'll get them out of my way as well, so I don't have to sit there and wonder what to do with them. I did, however, think about using them for the legs on my woodworking bench because they are 2 inches thick. Um, some of them three. So I don't need. I don't know if I need them for that yet. But since I have them, and since each one of these slabs was $50, it doesn't really hurt to use that for a leg. That's like 5 foot. Nope, that's not. I thought it was. Yeah, that's 5 foot tall. That one is currently. It was done for a desk, but the desk was too tall. I built the base too tall. Um, I messed up somewhere, so it ended up being too tall, and I took the desk apart. So uh, get those out of my way. So right now, I am planning out the bench build. So what do I want to do is day one, go over my plan or create the plan. So I guess right now is partially on day one of building the wood bench. And sorry that I'm looking at my face and not the camera. I keep trying to make sure I look at the camera, and I'm like a lot of people where my eyes go over to the screen. So I know it's annoying, so I'm trying not to do that. Day one planning, so 8 foot, 4 foot by 12-ish, 12 foot, and I'm gonna write ish there. So I'm gonna build it, let's see, 20. If I'm doing a split top, I should probably do 20-inch wide on each of the glue ups. So the top has two tops, 20 inches wide, 12 foot long, and currently, like, the wood that I have is 3 to 6 inches. So I wrote down all of that on the boards, but I'm gonna have to go back through, lay them out, see what uh, see what I don't need. Like, I'm gonna lay them all right next to each other, um, like it would be laid out on a bench top, and from there figure out what thickness the top I can get away with. Because I was hoping for like a 5 inch thick top. So I do want a heavy duty, stable, solid bench, but I may have to drop it down to like 4 or 3, depending on the wood that I have. I know some of them is upwards of 10 inches wide. So you take your board. Uh, yep, let me grab this one real quick. You got the board, your width here, and as you're making your bench, flip them up, because that's how you get your height, and then just glue them together. So hopefully take those, cut them down, and I'll be able to have a really nice solid, hopefully 5 inch thick top. That'll also create a really nice beefy end vise for the end of the bench. If it's 5 inches tall, that's a really good. It's a really good size for a bench or for a vise. Get that going, um, and then get the legs. So on the first day of working with the wood, I'm wanting to do everything that whole top. You have to plane down, but on the edges of the boards, or on the edges of the top. That I got to get this drawn out, and I will show you like the three outside boards. What is it out and in? Yeah, it's because it's a dovetail. Okay, so you can see you have the very outside will have a dovetail kind on that board. So most people will cut, and then that's two separate pieces since they cut it out. And you have another board going straight down near your 12 foot, and then on the inside one, short piece, and then it's just going to be like a rectangle, and then that'll go the rest of the 12 feet. And with your with your legs, you match the thickness on these. So you want to plane everything at the same time, so that while you're making your dovetail and your slot here, that your legs will fit flush inside of that bench, and you don't have to sit there and work extra hard to actually get the legs to fit. It's just the easiest way they have come out with making that fit. So that's the goal. That is the plan, the goal. Um, and after that, clean up the shop, make sure I stay organized. I will have to buy new clamps because I don't have enough clamps for um, a full 12-foot long bench. So for that, I need 24, and I've got, I think, 6. I do have others like the longer ones, but I'm really sick of using extra long clamps when I don't need them. So yeah, never enough. Thanks, Rob. Um, it's funny how that is the saying in woodworking. So it's odd how I didn't know anybody was in here. It doesn't show anybody. So thanks for commenting. If you have any questions, go ahead and ask because uh, it's what I'm here for. So I appreciate you supporting my channel. If you're a subscriber, thanks. Um, so that's the goal. The on the canoe build, I've got some router bits that do a cove and bead, so that you can basically, as you get your cove and your bead, so as you're forming it around, it just does this, and it gives a nice solid glue up compared to if it was your square edges, because then you would have a void there and a lot more sanding that you have to do as well. And with it, the cove and bead, it makes the canoe structure a little bit more stable. So that was the main reason I was taking so long on wanting to get this canoe built. So I had the shaper, and I was planning on using the shaper for uh, the router bit, but you need that router bit collet for the shaper, and I never got one. And then at one of the last auctions I went to in December, I came across a router table right there, boom, and I think it was 80 bucks. So I got a router, a really nice DeWalt router and router table for $80. I did spend a little bit more and bought the box of router bit, so that was 30 bucks. So you could say I'm in it for what, 125 maybe, and that's that's a heck of a good deal. And now I have that for doing the cove and bead, so it's going to make it a lot easier. Let's see if there's, trying to think anything else. Not a lot going on, but um, definitely want to make better videos, better content, and less of this type of stuff. I know a lot of mine has been live lately, and that's because I really don't have the editing software and the computer to handle being able to edit video anymore. I've filled the space up on my computer with pictures and a couple other videos that I don't want to delete. So I'm at that point where I can't do anything else with my computer. So I actually ordered a used or refurbished motherboard for my father's gaming computer, and I'm going to see if I can get that going. Hopefully, that was all that was wrong with the computer was the motherboard. Get that together. That all the pieces are up there, and in that that'll save me a little bit of money on needing to spend on a computer. So but um, at some point, we'll figure out if we're moving or not because we got this house, and I don't want to be here anymore. So I don't know. I don't know. It's frustrating, the whole situation. I hate living in Indianapolis, and I want to be out away from people. I mainly want to be away from neighbors. I don't want a place where neighbors are going to complain about anything. But I mean, you always get that chance even in the country, I guess. So But let's get uh, but the prices of homes as well is one issue. I missed your comment. Where does this goes? Orientation is locked. Sorry, I gotta see if I can see these comments again. All right. Okay, there we go. Yeah, I that is the mobile base thing is one thing that I'm trying to get to. Um, and I had the bad thing is I had a saw stop table saw. Oh no, I don't want to do that. Okay, so and I had a really nice mobile base that actually came with a unisaw that I had, but I just had it sitting in the corner not being used. And I was like, hey, I'm gonna save money, cut this thing down, and make it fit the saw stop. So I did that, cut it down, and it didn't fit. I made it just a hair too small. Tried it again, it didn't fit, and after that I was done. I was like, I'm just going to buy the saw stop one. Um, so come now, I've got a Delta Unisaw because I wanted to downgrade from having the 52-inch fence that was taking up a lot of space, and I actually was going to downgrade to a benchtop table saw with a jointer. It's like it was an old combination machine, um, and I wanted to just minimalize everything. But during that time, I took that table saw apart to redo the bearings and clean it up a little bit. That I came across this thing for $300 and World War II era 1944, and I was like, I got to get that. So it's a smaller fence, so it's fine for the shop. So, but yeah, that's one of the next ones. Let me write that down. Actually, I'm gonna go just buy one mobile base for the saw. So I get that done, and then I can set this and just push it up against the wall, and that is a big goal of mine to make sure everything is on a mobile base. I'm looking at another bandsaw here that's coming up at auction, and hopefully I can get that, and it'll be a smaller footprint than the big 20-inch Delta that I have. So I know I can't do as much between like the blade and the frame of the saw compared to what the Delta was or the height, but I mean, how often are you going to cut a 10-inch high piece? Which also reminds me, uh, there is a guy who I am getting a 36-inch Oliver bandsaw from, and I got to get that done at some point, and because he wants to get his shop set up, and that's kind of in his way. But I need to. I was going to put that in here until we move, but it's looking like we may not be able to move since it's hard to find a place. So um, I'll just pick that up with the sander and a couple other machines and find a place to store it until we do find something. So this kind of sucks. One of these days, maybe when I start making better content, if my channel could grow a little bit to support me doing full time on this, that'll be really, really helpful. So um, get everything done. So, but let me track. I don't remember what I was talking about before all that, but that's the goal. Hope your shop is doing well, man. Hope you get everything done and work on your projects. Hopefully, you have some goals for 2023. I myself am trying to have some goals set, trying to do stuff. So that'll be really nice, really helpful. Um, Stick with the plans because I don't tend to stick with plans very well. I'll write everything down that I want to do, and then that paper will get pushed aside. and I never see it again. And I know I have to plan stuff out. Um, One of the other things with regards to woodworking and any project I do, I'm going to stop buying a lot more than what I need. And a lot of times at auctions, I buy lumber at a really good price because it's a really good price. Um, and I'm stopped doing that. There's been a lot of times I've passed up good prices for I'm like I don't have the space, and that's it. I stopped storing scrap. I don't do it. I give it away or it goes in a burn pile. There's no space here for it, and um, I gave away a lot of good lumber as well. I had like solid boards that I gave away. I made a list either on Facebook or Craigslist, and the guy came and picked up a lot of scrap lumber um, that had some really good 5/8, yeah, some good lumber in it, uh, and just he made 3 trips here, and on the last bit, gave him another nice couple solid boards. It's just if it's in my way, it's taking up valuable retail space, and it's not really worth having. So scrap, it goes. So one of these days, I could keep scrap pieces around when I get a bigger shop, but if it's taking up room, it's costs money basically. So you could either sell it, but at the time I wanted it gone. So it's just see you later. So I know you can make nice things from scrap lumber, but I can't. I mean, I can barely make a freaking table with how frustrated I was in here. So um, I almost don't want to buy any more machines. I want to see if I can make stuff from what I have currently, but I know it's a bit hard. Without the more versatile you are with the tools you have, you can do more. But I see people building more stuff on YouTube with less tools than what I have, and I'm complaining that I have not enough space and this and that. And one funny thing is, I look at Adam Savage on his Tested YouTube channel, and I'm like, man, how does he work in that little bit of space? But I see in the back that he's got shelves just piled to the ceiling full of stuff, and maybe that will happen. That's maybe one of my problems was because I didn't really have the walls. So, I've got this wall with stuff mounted, and then I had a couple charging up here, and that was it. So, but I just got the drywall here, and all that is just that's all my dad's stuff now. Um, I have a couple tools up there, but it's mainly my dad's camera gear and stuff. So that's all my some tools and supplies in the back, some woodworking stuff. I got my clamp. I built this rack a long time ago to hang my clamps, and then I built this shelf for my Festool sander and stuff. So, and then the lumber. So maybe if I could do something on this wall, I can't put stuff down low because that's where I'd push all my machinery. My table saw, my bandsaw is going to push up there. So I think the only room I have to hang stuff is I can't hang within, I think it's 3 feet of your electrical. So it's probably going to be that space right here is probably the only place that I have to actually hang stuff. So, I, and it just hit me. Maybe I could have something here underneath between that little bit of space. Maybe I can do something there. Who knows? But if I get the wood bench built, I could have that section underneath it for stuff as well. I could put my Festool stuff under the bench, free up that wall space. Yeah, that might be an option. The other option is buy a. I saw a 4 foot, yeah, slide out cabinet would be helpful for sure. All this stuff I got thinking about putting in a 4x6 shed, and Lowe's sells a like a metal one. It was like $600. No, I'm sorry. This I was thinking 6 feet. It was just under 300 for metal 6x4, maybe 5 foot tall, maybe 6 foot tall. I don't remember the brand or the height on it, but it would fit that everything in that corner out there, and that's an option that I'm thinking about doing as well. So get that done. Um, but the big thing is now I'm doing video work, do the videos, do the projects. Um, I started a YouTube channel for doing the video and film only channel. It won't be any of the this kind of projects. Um, it's for photography, and I'm going to go out and do street photography and just video challenges and things like that. And that's channel is Smoke and Mirrorless. So it's Smoke, the letter N, and then Mirrorless. So that should be a fun little thing to do. Just go out and do photos, and then this channel will be all my projects. When I get new space, bigger space, I'm gonna have a new bench built with my cast iron top. Um, that'll be the 8 foot long bench, and on that I'm gonna do the scrap metal sculptures, and I want to get into doing that. I forgot also the machinery restorations, because I've got a lot of machines. Um, I don't know if those will be here. I think it will be its own channel because I already made the channel for that, fancy restorations. So, um, but I don't know if I can do those here. Like I can't do the big restorations in this shop. Um, it's just I want a place to sandblast where the sand isn't going to go everywhere. I want to be able to take a big machine in and just stand there and sandblast. So that's going to take its own little space. I want a paint booth, and at some point, I want a furnace with uh, for doing the powder coating. So that would be really nice. Um, yeah, I don't know what else to really say, but we looked at one house. I think we've actually looked at a few houses, but it seems like if yeah, like the 120 range that we've been looking at, it's gonna take the house is gonna need a lot of work um, in the area we're looking at. So I don't know. We did see a really nice house once. It needed a lot of work, and weren't able to get that. And then we were supposed to look at a house yesterday, but it ended up having an offer accepted Friday. So that was a really nice log cabin, but ended up passing on that one as well. So, but with spring coming up, there's going to be more options for homes coming available, I think. So that's what they say. If you guys have any more questions or things that you guys want to see in projects, yeah, I don't know. Like it'd be nice to be able to do a home restoration video channel, but then your projects of doing your own home uh, make the project take longer. So, because I was doing that for my bathroom and the living room at one point, and I was like, man, this sucks having to do that because then you have to edit, you have to set the camera up, and if you're trying to live there, trying to get stuff done, it's not fun to video remodeling unless you're paying somebody to do it, to do the remodel, or if you're paying somebody to remodel or to video you doing the remodel. And that's I don't have that kind of money. Don't have that kind of subscriber base either. But I did actually think that was a good option. Um, I could do a series called "Restoring a Abandoned Homestead." Was but nah, there's so many options. That's the one crazy thing about life. So many good ideas, so much time, or so much that you could do, like photography. People love to weld, metalworking, woodworking, watchmaking. There's painters, photographers, people who just love to go rock climbing or backpacking. It's and you just can't do everything, and it sucks in a way. But you got to figure out what you like the best and do that. Because that's another thing I wanted to do was the whole bushcrafting videos. But I I do want to do prepper style videos at some point. Those are fun. Those are fun to watch. Um, but it's just there's so much. And a buddy of mine who lives down south, old time machinist, he always he always says that, man, I tell everyone that everybody should have a hobby they can't afford. And that's a funny quote. So I love it when he's telling stories like that. Yeah. So, man, I wonder who all's on here. It's showing me two people now. So thanks for being in the video, guys. Hopping in the chat. So, and was it Rob? Dang it. Where did that go? Yep, there it goes. Yeah, Rob. Where are you from, if you don't mind saying? What do you do? And what brought you to my channel as well? That'd be kind of nice to know. Man, let's see. Trying to, man, I'm out of stuff to talk about, but I'm done. Uh, just got a plan. I got to find the my woodworking bench books. There was a couple I had. Um, Kansas pyrotechnician, nice. Nah. Oh, okay, that's kind of nice. Um, was actually looking into doing pyrotechnics for my truck because I wanted to have some flagpoles off like the cab, and I wanted flames to shoot off out of the top. And I think they said something about a pyro box. I don't remember what it was, but I wanted something that had some really nice flames to it. But I don't really like the starter fluid look. I was wanting something a little bit better than that, kind of like you see at a concert, and I think they call it a pyro box. Because I joined one of the Facebook pyro groups and was trying to find out find out that because I thought that was going to be kind of cool to have the flames come up from uh from the truck when you're doing a truck show. And then there's a no, maybe the pyro box is there's one that you use with like liquid propane, and they built this little box with a speaker in there, and it had a whole bunch of holes drilled with the small orifice for the propane, and the flames would dance to the music, and it's a uh, really cool box that they. I think that may be what the pyro box is, and I wanted to do my entire truck bed with that, and so I could go to truck shows and at nighttime have the music playing and the fires just sitting there dancing to the music, and that's I thought that would be pretty awesome. But that's another project, fantasy project that I'll probably never get to, but always thought it was a fun, neat idea. But man, if are you on Instagram at all? Because if you're, I did. There may be some fun options for doing like photo shoots. Like I was for my Smoke and Mirrorless channel. If you were able to help out with doing some pyro in the background of some cool photo ideas, that might be interesting. So I have to think about that one. Oh man. So let's see what else is there. My house is basically done, so I should probably just get it listed for sale. But I don't want to sell it and not have a place to go. So hopefully through the next month or something, I could find work down south. However, the price of the the wages down there just they suck. They're not as nice as they are in Indianapolis. But um, if I hate living up here, what's the point of being miserable? It's I mean life's too short to care just about money. So you just got to find something, do well, and just trying to become happy again. So that was supposed to be the goal. One of the goals of my channel was to just be happy, show people how to become happy from being complete miserable like I was. So uh, it's gotten better over the few years. So like back in 2018, it my mind was terrible. So it's a lot better now. Uh, see, not sure what else they really. Sorry guys, I'm out of ideas to talk about. I'm definitely not moving to Illinois. That I hate that state for their politics. Definitely not going to be out there. So, um, and then my wife doesn't want to go too far from her family, which I can understand because I don't want to be too far from family either. So, 2 hours south is enough for for us. Too far for her. So, um, we'll probably end up an hour and a half, but at the most 2 hours. So it's there's a couple places down there that's still for sale. Um, it's interesting. One is a 3 bedroom, 1 bath house that they just dropped a price to $104,000. It's on zero point 0.7 acres, and it makes me wonder what's wrong with it, as it has fell out of closing maybe 5 or 6 times over the past year. Man, my shoulder is just not feeling good right now. Um, so I asked my realtor on what's going on with it. So, oh yeah, Evansville, huh? That's not where we're going, but Paoli area is what I'm looking for. So this one home that I'm curious on it, but they bought it back in 2017 for 37,000. So that's kind of weird how they did nothing to it, and they're asking what the one they started at 130 last year, but it's dropped enough. I was thinking about offering them 50 just to just to have a place down there cheap. Uh, Definitely pay cash for it, and then that would give us a what like 100 grand to put into it, and for a building, that'd be kind of awesome. Uh, but I don't know. It's like if it's not passing closing and it's not, they're not willing to put the money. That's the other thing is like, how could you not want to put the money in it to get it to closing when you paid basically just under 40 for it and you were asking 110? That makes no sense to me. So, or maybe it was their families. I don't know. But another one of the homes that's out there is what, 206,000 on 8 acres. It's got an old barn, beat up detached garage, and a beat up old house that needs a lot of work. Where the foundation's falling apart, like crumbling. You could touch it and it's fallen. And I'm like, how can they be asking this much money for the thing? And it's been listed forever. And it's funny how you have people like, I know the market's high and houses are worth gold basically, but if you that I did the calculations on what that house needs, and it was like $240,000. So I mean, if you're rebuilding an entire house, why the heck would you buy it? Like just to put another 240 grand into it, and it's not that great looking of a house. Like it's an old farmhouse, kind of neat looking. The inside, has this pocket doors on one room, big windows, but I mean, really, you could build a house like perfect to what you're wanting to do at that point. So I don't get it. Like they have old 60 amp breaker, um, old fireplace that needs redone. The roof needs redone. Siding needs redone. Windows need redone since they're original. Um, it would need all new electrical, and by that point, you're putting in new drywall. The toilet on it moves real bad, so actually both bathrooms need redone. And then you're looking at uh, the kitchen also. So I mean, that's just that's crazy. But that's why it's been listed for sale for so long. So who knows? And then what is also kind of interesting, there was a house. I'm trying to think, maybe October to November time. We went down, we looked at it. They had it listed for 225, and it was like 28 to 29 acres, a 3 bedroom house. It was drywalled, electrical. It was basically finished except for trim work. It had no interior doors. Um, it had some siding missing, and it needed a new roof. Like the guy built it himself and never really finished it, and didn't have any lighting. All the lighting was just like uh, dropped down and the light bulb screwed in, so it needed all that refinished. And that thing ended up bringing $300,000. Like somebody who apparently lived next door to the guy, um, in his offer just ran it up to 300. So we put an offer in on 145 because we knew it was undervalued, but man, we weren't even close. And that's crazy. It's like some homes, man. I saw it being a $400,000 house when it was done, and that's what I calculated. And when I asked my realtor, uh, when she was there, she said it was probably going to be close to 375, 400 when it was completed. So, but oh well, we were. I was kind of hoping for a deal like that. So, uh, a lot of, but it's probably going to be a while to find something like that. So, but it would be nice. It'd be nice to find something that works out well, with a nice detached garage for a shop, or maybe a pole barn and an attached garage, so my wife can have her car in the garage. So that'd be kind of nice as well. So, life, but everything with what, 3 bedroom, 2 bath, with a couple acres and a pole barn is like 350. Man, I gotta get a power cord. My phone is dying. Sorry, guys. Ah, here we go. And so hopefully find something good that'll keep us without a mortgage payment still. That would be ideal. Thanks for the like, whoever did that. So, oh man, let's see. But moving down south, I had some ideas of working with the Amish on them making stuff and I would sell it. So a lot of them work in sawmills, and there's quite a bit of guys who do make their own products. And I figured if I was down there, it would be easier to work with them than driving an hour and a half to 2 hours south. But I had an idea of doing that as well. So hopefully that would work into something. But I actually had an idea the other day on um, the guy who makes leatherworking. He made my belt for me, um, and it's been great for the past couple of years. It's lasted longer than the hand, like at least the clasp part, the buckle, has lasted longer than the one I got from a guy from gun. What is that? Gun belts. I forget what the website is. Something about gun belts. He's up in Michigan. The leather work was incredible that he did, but just the buckle he had just was junk after a couple years. So the one I got from the Amish guy is working great. So um, and I was gonna have him. He makes the belts, and I was gonna take them around to places and have them sold. See if I can make a little bit there, but it's not gonna be making a whole lot, so I'd have to get a whole lot sold. So, but may start a website for that as well. Who knows? Get him, but a lot of those guys they can't advertise online or on TV, or like they're only able to print advertise. So, uh, just another idea that I had. So I keep saying I don't know because I can't make up my mind on what I want to do. But I guess after an hour being live, I should probably jump off here. I don't know if anybody else is really in here or not. But thanks to everybody who has watched. Thanks to anybody watching in the future. You guys have fun and plan something this year. Do stuff, get stuff done, and follow your dreams and that kind of stuff. So take care, y'all.